Pave cohort, and good morning. We are here on this fine Saturday. We're going to get started with our usual Pilum Teaches segment. Getting going a little bit early here, so we can facilitate some Yuletime celebration stuff today. It is the 21st. So we're going to be working today with the F-4E Phantom 2 and the Pave Spike Pod. We're going to be covering what bindings are necessary, what's going to be helpful.
Alignment completed. You can go primary sync now.
And putting some weapons on target before putting it into practice, going on the server to do it a little bit live. Let's go ahead and get things flipped over here. And as always, this is a Pantheon Initiative official training type video. We got our fancy dancy logos there for everything. Let's go ahead and get in the jet, and we'll cover what's needed. Alright, so the first obvious thing that we need and will require are bombs. In a second, I'm going to put my helmet on and drop the canopy down. So today on our outer pylons we're carrying a pair of GBU-10s,
Canopy down
and on our inner pylon special rail
and stripes aligned.
we are carrying a pair of GBU-12s. Taking the little box there, we can see that they are set on laser code 1688. We've given them the Air Force appearance and have not changed any other settings with the bomb. We're also carrying the Pave Spike Pod. I'm currently on a version of my training server that is set for 1975, so I don't have the fast traveling pod. Just got the slower one. But it's going to work functionally the same, so we're not going to worry about that. Next, we're also going to jump in here and look at some of the controls that we need. Obviously, we have our Wizzo up, down, left, right slew controls that are going to be important. I have bound those to my arrow keys on the keyboard. And then the control challenge button, that's going to be our zoom in and out. We could change between the two zoom modes on the pod. And the full action trigger button, which will engage or disengage the laser. I did also bind the half action trigger. It should be noted that these binds are temporary and are really here at the moment to allow the pilot to steer and point the laser, as right now the only thing Jester will do with it on his own is fix it into an area track type mode over the top of a target. As usual, as we're doing our little parade around the jet, we're going to talk about some of the limitations with the pod. In the first place, it is a little more limited than more traditional targeting pods in terms of how much reach it has left and right of the aircraft. It's also a daytime only pod, so it's not going to work at night. It's not going to work in low light. It has no thermal capability. So the best you could do is kind of play with the contrast and hope for the best. You can also see that it is kind of sitting in a semi-recessed sparrow slot, so it is going to take up one of your missile spaces. And in the case of the regular Pave Spike, it is not as fast of a traverse, so it is possible to outrate it if you turn too hard. Good morning, Chief. We got blueberry flavored coffee here this morning. So we got about half an hour or so before potentially other folks might be on to do some flying. So we're going to go through the teaching phase here in the single player game where I can pause things, talk about things, all that kind of thing. And then we will get up and put some of it into actual practice. And then before I take the chocks off the jet, I am going to jump into the back seat. And we're going to check this front console here. This is the laser code that the pod is going to be operating on. So it's important to make sure that this matches whatever it is you're going to be dropping bombs with. You can't change your own bombs on the jet. However, if you are buddy lasing for somebody else, you can change the laser code by inputting it. And if it's good, that no-go light will go out. And if it's bad, that no-go light will stay on. All it can do is advance. There's not a, go back. So if you roll through it, you got to go all the way back around. We're going to set it to 1688 because that is our bomb. Jester will go ahead and configure the center console for you automatically, so you don't have to do any of that in the back seat. But you do need to verify that the laser code is on the right channel. You could tell Jester to do it too, but it's just easier to jump back there and do it myself most of the time.
Roger.
Alright, so our target today, we're going to be taking off from Nellis Air Force Base. And we're going to be cruising out here to this zone, which is an unprotected zone, in that it doesn't have any actual airborne defenses, but we got a couple of groups.
Have a safe flight.
And we're going to be dropping a bomb, hopefully, on all the targets here. Yeah, Jester can change it, can go through the menu to do it, but there are days where I can't trust Jester any further than I can throw him. And while I can get quite a bit of distance out of an ejector seat, sometimes it is easier just to make sure it's done right and do it myself.
Slats are out. All right, let's go flying. Hey, we planning to hit the deck on this flight?
Probably not, Jester.
Yep.
And for today's flight, we are rocking the Euro 1 color pattern and scheme. Our nose art and logos on it. Almost missed her turn, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and set our radar already for TV. Gun to low rate because I like not using up all my ammunition in 2 trigger pulls. We'll do some other configuration things very shortly once we are airborne and on the way to the target area. I am taxing up. I'm going to go ahead and provide a steer point to Jester. We'll give it a minute there before he actually registers that it's on the map.
Copy. Steering set for diversion. Engine's good, airspeed off the peg.
And we are a little lighter than we usually run here, so it shouldn't be necessary to do a full aft stick takeoff.
Okay, 100 knots. Gears moving. Flaps up. Gear up. We've got nails. 1 o'clock.
Just adjust our trim a little bit. We are gently climbing out. We're going to go ahead and look down here at the armament panel. Obviously, we're going to want to put in our nose tail fusing. We're going to actually use target find to make sure we're using the pod right, and select bombs. I'm going to drop my heavy bombs first, and we're going to set our quantity selector to 1, and that's just to make sure that we don't drop both bombs at the same time. Because if it is set to anything more than 1, it will attempt to drop that many bombs, and especially for laser guided bombs, less than helpful. You can really only steer 1 at a time, and you don't want the bombs to sympathetically kill one another instead of killing the enemy. And as you can see, we have our targeting pod ready to roll. And we're going to press the challenge button here real quick just so you can see it. It is just a literal zoom. That's more or less taking that painted target area on the end of the pod where it's looking and is zooming past it. Turn our master arm on here. Obviously the pipper settings forward are less important, but for completion's sake we're going to put it in air to ground. Now the other thing that we have that's important for us to watch as the pilot is this line of sight indicator. The green areas indicate areas where the pod is able to look, and you're in good parameters, left and right of the aircraft. You don't want to exceed those, or you won't be able to point effectively at your target. Alright, we're about as high as I want to get. We'll just put an AP hold right now, and let the knots come back a bit. And we'll do a little cruise towards our target. Now while we're cruising towards the target, you're right, that's the other one thing that I had missed. 17 units, or 17 mil dots rather, is what we use for just about everything electro-optical on the jet, which includes the pod, the GB-8, and the walleye bomb.
Okay, nails, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and nails, 3 o'clock.
So you can use the pipper to align it, which will be important for us because, especially utilizing Jester, what we're going to end up doing procedure-wise is diving slightly towards the target, align the pipper and of course the TV image with where we want to bomb or be close to it. Press the contextual gesture button long to get gesture to put the pod in an area track type mode. And then we will fine align the pod using our hand controls that we've bound already for the Wizzo seat in all their temporary glory. We can zoom in as needed. And then we will use that Wizzo full action trigger to turn on the laser. About 23 miles to go. For any of the backseaters that are here, it's important to make sure that you power up the pod first before takeoff, because otherwise the head is just kind of free roaming if it doesn't have any electrical power to it. It does not have a neutral stowed position where it will lock into place. It only is able to lock if it has power. So for takeoffs and landings, you're going to make sure that the pod is still turned on so that it can be in a center position. Because otherwise that camera lens and everything else will just rattle around and potentially damage itself on takeoff or landing. Okay, 17 miles away, we're passing Creech Air Force Base. We're going to go on pause here real quick. So again, our procedure here is we're going to dive slightly towards the target, which is roughly located in the center of the screen there. It's this little brown patch of dirt, and I just left of it. And if we could find our target, which we can see right here, we'll have Jester go ahead and capture that area, and then we'll come back to level flight so we can drop our bomb. And we're going to have a GBU-10 up first. I'm going to choose one of the larger areas there in order to drop on first. Unpause. Drop the nose a little bit. Kind of looks like our target area there, so we're going to do a context long press.
Captured.
Jester says he's captured. I'm going to put it back in AP hold. And we're there. Now if you'll notice, we've got a little blinking area off to the left. That is indicating that it does not have any current laser active on the target. So we're going to full action trigger, and because I full action the damn thing, it decided to go ahead and just go with recentering the pod.
Captured.
Jester buddy, that is not as captured as you would like. Here we go, that's what we want. Steady line indicates
Fast to 5
that the laser is on. The little line is our bomb about to fall.
500.
Big line is the bomb fall release point. Bomb's away, and the laser is on. I'm trying to keep it steered manually on the target. And because I'm using the slow pod, that ain't gonna do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and recenter that and try and latch him from further away. Which is what I wanted to do, but unfortunately I short tapped that button, which made it think that I half actioned the trigger. So I'll do a long press on that full action trigger button. And that should help keep it from trying to recenter. Because the funny thing about the Wizzo stick there for it is half action resets it.
We've got a
Full action engages the laser.
9 miles.
And what the system is basically looking for is, did you pass through one to the other and back again? Because to recenter it, you go from half action to full action back to half action. But we got the gas, so we're just going to go ahead and extend. Yeah, it's about 12 miles away. Have to give it a little bit more rudder because we're heavy on one side. All right, we'll try this again with more success. We have plenty of bombs and plenty of gas.
Captured.
We should be able to still eliminate the whole area. You'll note too that it does take him a second or two to actually stabilize up. And even then, the subtle movements are just overwhelming the motor on the slower pod. I'm going to hold the pickle button down. And then just try and fly level here. Naturally looking through a cloud, that's very helpful. However, we did find our target while the laser is on, and right in the center. So we were able to get that to work despite the cloud, and have successfully struck that target. We're going to go ahead and rinse and repeat that with the GPU 12 against one of the other targets. So especially when using the slow pod, it is one of those things where it's better if you've got the standoff so that, you know, relative to the movement of your own aircraft, it is not moving too much. The closer and the faster you are to the target, the faster the pod has to be able to move in order to keep pace with where the pod is supposed to be looking. So if you got a buddy who's got about 5, 6, 10 mile standoff, you can look down at the zone and go, yep, I see the area. You can coordinate between the two and then drop the bomb, and even with the slow pod, it should be very easy to track. The fast pod is better than what this one is in terms of, you know, being able to keep that fine control. You can maneuver the aircraft a little bit and still keep that thing pretty centered. But even though it says it's fast, it is not as fast as any of the other more modern pods, like even the Lightning 1 is a better pod overall for maintaining that. All right, we're about 13 miles out. So we're going to go ahead and roll on back around. Passing over the top of Creech Air Force Base. A little beeping is the oral tone system, letting us know that our angle of attack is starting to approach high. A steady tone indicates the normal angle of attack for landings, which is just about 20 units AOA, with the panic-filled beeping happening the closer you get to 30. Alright, there's our target area out in front. You can kind of see the smoke from the targets we blew up a minute ago. We're just going to put the pipper kind of on it. Give Jester that long context pressed. And I'm going to go ahead and climb a little more while we zoom in and choose this other target area. I have the laser on, as indicated by the steady bars there on the left. You can see the little bomb fall marker slowly moving its way down towards the release point, which is the larger line on bottom. We'll put it in AP hold here at about 15,000 feet. And we're just going to keep cruising towards the target. And I'm going to start holding the pickle button down.
460 knots.
Bombs away. Oop. Actually going to zoom out a little bit. The zoom doesn't functionally change anything that's going on with the bomb. Now you'll note too that there's no indicator here about how long it's going to take for that bomb to actually fall and hit the target. This pod is not that advanced for that kind of thing. But for most of your drops with this kind of a system, you're looking at somewhere between 30 to 60 seconds. There we go. That hit where it needed to go. Alright, so we're coming up on half an hour, and we're going to be joining iHort and some of the others there in the server. So let's go ahead and bring this around to Creech Air Force Base. We'll set it down, and we will continue working with this pod in a quote-unquote real environment on the server. It is a little bit more of a modernized mission for Styx. It's set in the 1980s, so we will have access to the faster pod. And we'll see who else comes up with us there. Creech Air Force Base isn't terribly far away from where we're at, so we're going to go ahead and just get its TACAN queued up here on 87 X-ray. And set for TACAN navigation. And then safe the pod system. And safe our weapons. Now we are only 17 miles away, and we are at a little bit of altitude. Go ahead and trade those things out and see if we can't butter smooth this one. Runway's in sight. Important things about the Paveway series bombs. I'm talking specifically about the 10, 12, and 16. They steer themselves on a property known as Bang Bang Guidance, in which the steering plates will fully deflect one way and another in order to try and keep the bomb on the course for the laser, which does not functionally change its accuracy, but it does bring the range down. So you really, depending upon altitude and airspeed, you're looking at just about 7 miles or so. And in most cases, that bomb is going to fall off the jet first for a period of time before the laser is engaged, so that it kind of falls ballistically and then starts guiding towards the target. The 24 uses proportional guidance, which is much more expensive, but it does greatly increase the range of the system. They've also got, I believe it's about a 17-degree visible portion in the seeker head to look for a laser. So you kind of need to make sure that your jet is releasing that bomb in such a place where it can see the laser within that range, or, you know, obviously it's not going to guide. That's important when you're doing things like buddy lasing, where it becomes necessary to make sure that you got good talk on for your people, and that the pilot really understands where you need that bomb to go.
Pressure, warning lights, anti-skid.
It is more forgiving than other bombing modes, in that it's only got to be close, and the laser's going to provide the rest of the guidance. But you do have to get it within those margins to make that work. I believe the 24 has a slightly more expanded seeker head, and especially with its proportional guidance, it can really kind of steer itself if it needs to. But the closer you get it to center, the better off things are just all around. And of course, if you can release those from high altitude, or toss them into high altitude, as they come down, they should be able to see a much larger area to acquire the laser on the way back down. Which is also important for working with a buddy. You know, if you've got a Kiowa warrior down there scoping out a town or an area, and it's like, okay, here's our common reference point. We got these 3-masted antenna out here. Throw your bomb at that. That's really all the direction that you need, so long as you are tossing that bomb in such a point where it's got 10 or 12,000 feet of altitude to work with, so that as the seeker falls down, it can actually steer onto your target. If you are low altitude or diving towards the target area, you need to make sure that you are much closer to the mark, so that as the bomb comes off the jet, it can actually find the laser and go to it. While it is possible, as I've just demonstrated it twice, to self-designate for laser-guided weapons, it is easier and a little bit better practice, especially utilizing this pod in the F-4, to use a buddy laser type system, where one aircraft will designate and a different aircraft will attack. Only because, as you saw with the pod, it likes to wobble. It can be difficult to keep on track. It doesn't have the same kind of area track type lock that more modern pods have. Like it can get close. It can get very close, but it is still going to wobble.
Roger. Yep, done.
All right. Nope, now that we're here and we're tucked in at Creech and we've done our training, it's time to advance our career 6 years. And go ahead and transfer to Syria. So let's go ahead and move things on over. We'll join up with the others. Double check the room here. Nyhort hasn't made it to the green room yet. Pull them up here in just a minute or two. When we head up to the server, go make some fly. And put what we've learned here into practice. Good morning.
Good heavens!
Okay, I'm actually going to take a moment and log into the server because I don't see the actual server running with our mission on it. Which means that it might have had an error or something and it didn't restart when I told it to. Just a minute while I log in and do that.
I'm reconfiguring some hardware here myself.
The login session expired for the server. It's kind of funny. All right, we'll actually reset the server box. So it'll be just a minute while we're waiting on the server to come back up. It is quick though, so it shouldn't be too awful.
That stays on. That's
Do, 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 do. Yeah, using the targeting pod with the F-4 is an adventure, but it's a workable one.
adventure.
It is able to look almost completely behind the aircraft without masking itself, which is kind of nice. It does some shots very similar to watching things like El Dorado Canyon, the F-111s and their generational step ahead of Pave Spike, the Pave track pods, looking back behind themselves as they were bombing IL-76s.
Oh, those are awesome shots.
So why is the aircraft looked upside down? Well, because it's already past the target. It's trying to look behind it to see what's going on.
There's some really good videos on YouTube about that operation if you haven't seen them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, looks like the servers are coming up. Yeah, there we go. Styx is live. On the Pantheon Initiative main public server, which is open to the public. Just waiting on things to load. It occurs to me that waiting for things to load is the gaming equivalent of standing in line at a store. And I don't know if I'm okay with that knowledge.
It's a live service game. Waiting for the servers to come up is waiting for the doors to open.
God, it's like those people that I saw standing in line waiting for Best Buy to open at 10 a.m. on the weekend.
Open.
And like peering in through the windows, shielding their eyes to look through it. Like, are there employees here? Why aren't they opening the doors
Yes.
if there's employees here?
Yes, they are.
Like, yeah, the employees are there. They're doing all the setup and cleanup from the weekend before. Like,
They're sitting there laughing at you, wondering why you can't come in.
mm-hmm.
And they think it's hilarious that you're all like, why can't we come in?
Even working retail healthcare, it's all the same. It's all the same. Everybody's standing there like, I just want to. It doesn't matter. We're not open yet. Just be patient. The gate will open. I promise you.
And then you can enter the promised land.
Just thinking of loading the last 10%.
Just thinking.
It's the first time I loaded Siri up today, so go. All right, Vermont David. Tried and true trusty F-4E. Do the fast and smart track pod. It's a matter of what bombs do I want to bring. Bring a couple of Gaboo 10s. Those are always a winner. You had a pair of Mavericks. And then some good old-fashioned M117s. Because I can. And now we play the texture loading game. And it's to the shock of nobody who plays DCS with any kind of regularity. It is a little bit of a resource hog. Doubly so when you're streaming things at the same time too, I suppose, but here we are. Put my fancy helmet on.
What alignment do you want?
What alignment do I want? You know, I think I'll go with lawful
Roger that.
neutral
Stored
today.
heading alignment.
Thank you, Chester.
Really? Feeling okay?
Now, have you known me to play like truly chaotic characters on a regular basis? Of course not.
I wasn't commenting on the lawful part. It was the neutral part that had me wondering.
Well, you know, it's the Christmas season. You know, I'm trying to be a little better about those things.
Okay, Boris.
I don't understand the question.
There he is. Had me worried.
All right, let's load some starter cartridges here. I'm sitting here staring at the jet like, why it no make go? It's because I changed servers, so now I've got to restart the jet.
Roger. Carts locked and loaded.
A little happy vape cloud brought to us by Chesterfield.
If only the generators were going, then I could start the alignment.
If only you weren't a sarcastic prat, Chester.
Roger.
It's probably one of my least favorite startup lines from him. If only the generators
Down
were
and
going,
locked.
we could get the
Lights
alignment
out and
going.
Stripes aligned.
Apparently my startup scared Chief. Which is probably him in the Mirage. Well, that's hard to say. Sometimes you're also a Mirage enthusiast.
I'm not in game right now. I'm still doing some hardware changes.
I see. All right, well, for Chief, my plan here at first is to go up to the bottom here of the Sea of Galilee, where we have some targets, which I'm going to just go ahead and let the audience see what it is we're looking at today. We have a couple of boats and radar, a bunker, an outpost, some igloo-loving insurgent there, and it is protected by Sparka batteries and manpads. So we're going to try and eliminate those things. We've got a couple of GBUs of our own and a couple of Mavericks. Mavericks will probably use on the boats. And in working with Chief, we'll see what we can do to take care of the rest of the stuff.
I am returning to a side stick configuration.
Ah, yes, the classic F-16 approach. I'm surprised you didn't just start that way with it.
I did, and then an F4 and a couple other things, and I wanted to try doing center.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the feel of center because it's easier to do finder control with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Mirage. The F1 came out. Yeah, that was it. And I really like that. But now that I've got the MFDs set up across the middle, I can't get quite close to the desk anymore
Mm-hmm.
with the stick in the way. Unless I raise the desk very, very high. And then I'm almost looking up
You
at
can
the
go
monitor.
primary sync now. Alignment's done. We're ready to taxi.
And that doesn't work out so well for the neck.
True. Okay, so we're going to use Boat Hunt
After that,
as our marker.
diversion steering set.
Pull off the wheel chocks here.
Roger. Wheel chocks out. Chocks out.
And start warming the Mavericks up.
Looking good. Have a good flight. And disconnect.
And we're rolling.
Alrighty, let's go flying, buddy.
Radio check 266.
Lima Charlie on 266. Heading up towards, I believe, waypoint 7 there, Chief.
So, are we going to be down in the trenches this go? Alright.
Alright, so we're warming our Mavericks up first. Those are going to take a couple minutes.
Engine's good. Airspeed's coming alive.
Mavericks are a weapon that I'm finding is a little more
Airspeed's coming alive. 100 knots.
finicky for use on the F4. I don't mean that in the sense of like, you know, they're difficult to use or anything, because that's not true.
Oh, I got nails on our nose. 12 o'clock. Flaps up.
But they are a weapon that you kind of have to commit to
Nails, 5 o'clock.
until you've gotten rid of them.
Gear up.
And if you suddenly get jumped and need to cycle everything over to do air-to-air anything, or take the weapon selector out of TV mode and your release method set to off, that kind of deal. When you get done with whatever it is you're doing, you still have another 3-minute
Nails
cooldown
on
period
nose,
before you
12
can use
o'clock.
the sensor or
And,
the
oh,
Maverick
nails,
again.
12 o'clock.
Which could be a problem if you're trying to do anything rapid and quick.
Heads up, nails, 12 o'clock. And nails, 12 o'clock.
somewhat close to the target area, so I'm going to go and burn some gas and get some altitude. Try and get above our dust cloud here. I do like the new dust and fog effects. Those are kind of nice. Still something I'm going to bag a little bit on ED for how long it took to bring it here.
Mud, 5 o'clock. Hawk.
But nice just the same. Let's adjust our trim a little bit. And I can see our boats. Those are going to be my victims for the Maverick.
Heads up, nails, 6 o'clock.
Rifle boats. And now we're going to turn off. And reset our pipper to 17 units.
Heads up, nails, 6 o'clock. And nails, 6 o'clock.
Boats eliminated, setting up for the ground vehicles. And while we're climbing up here, we're just going to jump in the back seat real quick. And good thing we did. Laser codes reset.
I've got nails, 4 o'clock. We've got a friendly, 11 o'clock, 4 miles.
Sadly, this is not Nevada. It's clearly discern landmarks and easily placed targets. So we're going to have to hunt around a little bit with the pod. Try and find our folks, and it does use a little bit different contrast settings compared to the infrared Maverick. Really kind of work with the TV there.
Captured.
That said, I can see our bunker. Let's go ahead. And climb.
We have a friendly, B1, 4 o'clock, 5 miles.
Also so I can keep out of manpad range.
We have a friendly, B1, 4 o'clock, 5
Bomb
miles.
came right off the wing.
Rolling in 2 times Beluga.
I don't think that bomb is going to even... Yep, it's not getting close at all. Gonna have to extend. That was apparently way too close when I latched that target. I could, if I was extremely confident, roll around, put my nose on it, get Jester to rapidly lock the target, turn the laser on, and drop the bomb extremely quickly. So I can be pointed at the target to drop it. But I don't feel quite as confident about that. We're going to extend. And I drifted into the other zone.
Those cluster bombs in the punch line did nothing to those ZSU's swamp bomb.
Mud, 12 o'clock. SA 8.
Boo. I do have an excessive bright spot in the center. Let's go ahead and turn that brightness knob down a little bit.
Captured. There's 580.
There we go. That's a little better. And way down low, though. I'll rapidly climb away from that. It's looking better, though.
Heads up, nails, 6 o'clock.
Got a bomb out on the bunker. Shack bunker.
Heads up. Heads up, there's a man pad down there. I guess shot at by it.
Roger. I think there was one at the outpost and there's one with one of the Sparka batteries. Alright, so now we're in Aragon DT mode. Let's see what we can do.
Got mud, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Hawk.
See what we can do about that.
Okay, nails, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and nails, 3 o'clock. Okay, captured.
Oh, that bomb way it went off.
Heads up, nails, 6 o'clock. And nails, 6 o'clock.
You went level.
Well, I mean, I dropped it from like 90 degrees over the top of the target. So it,
Well, your driver was all confused because it thought you were like in a way bank left.
mm-hmm. Silly gyro. Silly stop motion action here. Thanks, Gan.
Oh, nose.
Hello, Mort. Welcome to the channel. Alright, let's try and come back around in that same target area. We're going to do a little more shallow and try and stay away from the man pads. Zoom in a little bit, find our target area. There's our outpost.
Okay, captured. Heads up, nails, 12 o'clock.
Pickle outpost. Hello, Sparkas. Well, sadly, with all this dust, it's hard to see what that looks like from here. We'll go investigate it here in a minute once we're a little safer. 05's out to the west.
How we doing, man? Fuel check?
Fuel's fine, Duster. We got 6,000 pounds, buddy. If you're playing single player, left shift Z should reset you to normal time compression. Alright, we'll try and make this a little easier on the gyros this time. I believe left control Z will accelerate time in single player, and left shift Z should reset it for you. Yeah, no problem. Time compression doesn't work on anything multiplayer, obviously, but I know a lot of folks play this one solo. We should be up above the man pad ceiling for this objective. Coming for you, outpost. Will not survive.
Oh, I'm showing nails, 11 o'clock. And nails, 11 o'clock.
Alright, let's get settled. We play on our own servers usually, the Pantheon Initiative servers. The main server and the
Okay, captured.
free mission server are generally unpassworded and open to the public, which is where we're at right now. Okay, that looked better. Yeah, that was a hit on the outpost. Chief apparently had an issue with the Mirage, and then he blew up while trying to do an emergency landing. Alright, so we still got Sparkas that are down there that are sending up some angry bees our way. Let's see if we can't locate a couple of them and put some bombs on them. Yeah, if you do a search either for PI or Pantheon Initiative, you should find the 4 servers that we've got up and running pretty much all the time. 2 of them are passworded for special events and things like that are in-house. The other 2 are open and are usually running missions that either myself or Nixon have put together, or ones that we've found that we've modified a little bit. There's a lot of combined arms operations type things that we do. Some of the ones like Styx that I'm on right now is arms limited for things like 1980 to 89, but we do have some that are like TDUR, which is another one that I built, Turkish Delight Unrestricted, which is, as it says, unrestricted, in that there's no arms limits for either the good guys or the bad guys.
Mud on our nose, 12 o'clock. SA8.
I want to say our other battery is just off of those little trailer boxes or whatever they are down there. I'm going to kind of drop these a little blind. Oh, there they are.
Captured. Heads up, Nails, 6 o'clock, and Nails, 11 o'clock.
I think we managed to get in and out without being shot back by man-pads. And I should only have one more M117 on board. I think I might have dropped a little short, so we'll attack the same general area and see what we can do.
And captured.
And I'm just going to leave. And a boot and scoot a little low and quick. Hopefully making use of that tree cover so I don't get shot in the ass by Nigla.
6 o'clock.
That is it for the bombs though, so it's probably time. Go home and get more stuff.
All right, got new bogeys. All right, I'm identifying. We have a friendly 2-ship. Bra, right 40, 17 miles.
Ready to check 266.
Lima Charlie on 266. In-game voice is also enabled on the server, and is usually what one uses.
6 o'clock.
When it works.
When it works. A lot of that, Insminger, a lot of that depends on whether, or you know, what aircraft you're in, but there's almost always a gear handle somewhere in the cockpit of the jet that will be up or down. You can also hit F2 to look outside the aircraft, see whether or not the gear is up or down. But, I mean, like if you're listening to it now, my RWR, every single time it picks up a new radar, anything, it also beeps at me. So it really kind of depends on what the beeping is and what the issue is. Aircraft will beep if your angle of attack while you're flying through the air is too high or too low. The RWR could be making noise at you. Any of the warning systems on the jet could be yelling at you. There's a few things that it could be. Alright, so we're flying home. We got about 9 miles to the zone. Go ahead and
Welcome
push
to the
that.
zone, Stucken.
Go ahead and put the seat up here so we can see a little better. As we'll be looking a little further down the nose for landing. The F-4 is just built that way.
Heads up, traffic at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? It's only 9:48. Yep, not every server will let you look outside the aircraft with an F2. Some single-player missions will limit it as well.
I've got nails 4 o'clock and nails.
But if you
4
are
o'clock.
up at a decent altitude and cruising at a low speed, you can work the gear handle a couple of times and see what moves in the aircraft. And if you're flying a full fidelity module, you can actually mouse over the top of it and it should say something like,
traffic
yeah, this one right here,
looks like.
landing gear. So you can actually see that handle, whether it moves up or down. There's also usually an indicator, also depending upon what aircraft you're flying, for where your wheels are positioned, either up or down. Look at some of the, I guess it's FC4 now, some of those modules have a little plane symbol and 3 dots underneath it. And if those dots are lit up, your landing gear is down. In the F4, the landing gear indicator for the pilot is those 3 little things here under the gear handle, which is a lot harder to see. And I lost track of where the airport was in that turn. Fix that. Those lakes are a pretty good landmark. I think that's that there in the haze. Yeah, that's it. Sometimes you can even hear the air whistling past the jet when the landing gear is down, which is also a pretty good sign, which is what you're hearing now, that low rumble in the background. 205 turning for final, Vermont David 33. Actually a little misaligned with that, but we could fix that. And I'm a little quick, so we can put the brakes out for a minute. And then adjust the trim, because it's an old jet and that's how that works.
Alright, those are some nails, 2 o'clock. And gear, flaps, pressure, warning lights, anti-skid.
A little stutter at the end was not nice, but we recovered it.
The only jet I'm aware of
that's
where
gonna be
up
a spine
is
replacement
active
by Dr.
is the
Pernia.
MiG-21.
I'm gonna say, what jet are you flying there that you're working with? That landing was very gentle, Jester. Jester likes to complain. Though I have been getting more praises out of him for these landings too, so it's probably very close to parameters, but just far enough up for him to give me the insult instead. Yeah, because if it's the MiG-21, one of the things that they model with the MiG-21, the Su-25T, yeah, that one is just hit G to go up and down. That is the freebie aircraft that comes with the game. So there's nothing special or fancy about that one. But there is an indicator panel. I want to say it's near your left knee. That looks like a little airplane symbol. The vertical bars on top of the wings is the indicator for your speed brakes, whether they are deployed. The 2 ticks underneath the wings are the flat positions for takeoff or landing. And then there's three other little spots underneath it. It looks like a tricycle or a triangle type arrangement. That's your landing gear indicator. Also,
kind of like the tires, they're like little vertical rectangles.
Yep. Also appreciate the follow there, Mort. Look forward to maybe bumping into you on the server from time to time. Alright, we're back home. Let's go ahead and get more fun stuff. Actually, use this one in direct attack.
Request refueling.
And for the next stop, I'm going to head towards the CAS objective.
Copy.
Chief.
It kicked by default, which means the mission designer left it in there, so
Well,
it can't be a cheat.
Yeah, it's because I can't give you a worse pod, because Eagle Dynamics insisted on giving you a particular set of rivets to lick, and that's why you've got the jet you got.
Mission designer said it was okay.
Yeah, I don't have a choice there on that one. And Chief knows that, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta troll. I give him no pod. I warn you, no targeting pods. May God have mercy on your soul. Alright, so it's going to take us a minute to get gas back in the jet, but that counter is filling back up. And then we'll go after our next point.
Hold on, I need to go solve a problem here, hold on. You're a chief. No, I'm kidding, I'm not gonna do that. You're a Pilum!
You know, using modern cars compared to older vehicles and things as a comparison point, if your plastic aircraft hit the steel frame, I think yours would probably be the one that ended up more hurt. Your crumple zones would keep you safe, like the pilot would be fine, but the vehicle would definitely be written off. Mirage F1 is deceptively small. It's a lot like the F-105. Like you look at it, it's like, oh, okay, cool. No, it's a jet. It's got the landing gear on it. Kind of a thin little wing and just a generalized tubular sort of middle shape. But then you go stand next to the damn thing and you realize that that landing gear is probably a good 5.5, 6 feet up off the ground. It is not a small jet. I'd love to see an F-105 in DCS. Well, allegedly, we got, quite a few more Vietnam era birds coming to the game here in sometime in the next 5 years, so we'll see how that plays out.
No lie, that would be kind of amazing.
Love me the Thunder Chief.
So his parents call Chief whenever he goes to the bathroom.
Don't ruin my jet like that, man. 10,800 pounds.
Spoons? Oh.
It's like 10,000 spoons. When all you need is David Hasselhoff.
Well. Tasselhoff?
Tasselhoff Burfoot now appearing, stealing all of your things in Baywatch.
Can you believe it? They just leave all these coolers just lying on the beach.
Mm-hmm. They're just open with stuff in them.
Look at all this free food.
Look at all the things I found. For the confused parties, it's Dragonland's character reference. Because we're those kinds of nerds here.
First time you find somebody with a metal detector on the beach. What do you need that for? I know where all the metal stuff is. People are wearing it.
I found these rings and these earrings and this necklace and... I'm going to be pushing the CAS objective there next. I've got a Shrike for the SA-8.
Oh, what is this?
You're going to have to be a little more descriptive on that. I've placed a lot of things on this mission. I believe that Shrike is going to end up on my left pylon.
I have air contacts relatively close.
Afternoon, Frost.
They seem kind of interested in Chief.
Right pylon. It's going to be on my right pylon.
I'm assuming that's Chief out there to my right.
Rearming complete.
Oh no, that's Vader. Oh, Chief didn't take off. Chief's a doofus.
The Chief's waiting for me. Alright, rearming complete.
I'm rearming, big dog.
What is this thing?
Yeah, we're up on sticks, Frost. Okay, make sure we're set for our takeoff trim. There goes Chief. We're going to give Chief's aircraft probably about 10-12 seconds or so to try and avoid his wake. Because that would be bad for us.
Can't tell if it's 21 or a fitter.
Probably a fitter.
It's pretty low. Throwing like a bat out of hell.
Sure. Diversion steering set.
Clear the active.
.205, taking off, runway Remonte with 33.
Engine's good, airspeed off the peg.
Actually going to line a little bit off center on purpose to try and avoid more of the little wing wick. It's 150, nose is coming up.
Oh, I got nails on our nose, 12 o'clock. And nails, 5 o'clock.
Yep, better.
205 airborne and heading into the zone.
See what clock's 30. Bigger problems now.
Brad 2 times GB12, if someone can laser them in, that'd be great.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll run a cap until you get all your stuff off, and then I'll
Nails,
we can work
7
together.
o'clock.
Oh, that was too much of a turn.
Is iHeart going for that eastern SO2?
You attacking at SA2 there, I heard?
More like the other way around, defensive.
It's defensive to it at the moment.
Oh, I'm showing nails, 11 o'clock. And nails, 11 o'clock. Shit, Stinger, 1 o'clock. SA2.
Two's been shooting at people since I took off, so it's definitely not aimed at me.
Oh no, it's definitely me.
New bogeys. Let's check for IFF returns.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. About 30 miles out to target area.
We've got nails.
And we're into the ad break coming up here in just under a minute.
1 o'clock.
We're just going to be cruising towards our target, and then we will engage it with a Shrike. And since it is a Shrike, it's more like shoot at it and hope for the best.
Okay, that's a new bogey.
Right,
Right,
SC2.
40, 31 miles,
I thought that was
4,500.
Magnum.
No IFF on that bogey.
.21 miles and closing. I am picking up search pulses from the SA-8. The Shrike is attempting to find it. But you can tell, as right now I have the needles on display, and whenever you're using the Shrike, as long as it's got the right seeker head on it, as it picks up those radar images and energies, those needles will flick to form a cross to give you steering cues so you can point at the system.
From orbit with the chair.
The louder the tone, the more on center you are. So right now I'm kind of using a combination of my RWR display.
What's your Angels?
I'm at Angels 15.7, slowly falling.
Copy.
We got a stinger right on our nose. SA-8. Whoa, we've got nails 3 o'clock.
Magnum SA-8. Defensive SA-8. Come on, baby, move. Down safe behind the hill. Let's see how the Shrike's doing. Oh, it found it. It found it. That's a hit on the SA-8.
We have mud, 5 o'clock. Hawk.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Warming up the Maverick pylon. I'm going to look for the SA-9 next. Yeah, Shrike employment is a little wild with a weapon that is slower and shorter range than most of the systems that you'd be shooting it at. And while I don't think that missile killed the system, it at least damaged it enough that it is no longer transmitting.
Mud, 1 o'clock. SA-3.
Nope, there it is. It's looking up us again. Alright, the 8 is still transmitting after the Shrike attack, so I'm going to go ahead and follow up with the Maverick once it's warmed up. Which means the SA-9 is probably going to be one of my first bombing victims, since we can overfly him. Let's set the 45. Let's set the TV. I got an aircraft within 20 miles of me. That's no good.
Yeah, I'm engaged, merged with a 19.
Just out of curiosity, let me go down and look at that. Say 8. No, yeah, no, he's still got his spinny bits. We shall deny him. All right, Maverick's ready.
I'm showing nails 10 o'clock and nails 10 o'clock.
Don't like that my RWR is putting them SA8 in the wrong direction relative to the facing of the everything. Alright, there's my first landmark. And there's the lake.
Oh, I'm showing nails 11 o'clock and mud 11 o'clock. SA6.
Alright, there's the 8 transmitting like it's supposed to. Showing me where it's at like it's supposed to, rather.
Or TP.
He's over here. There he is.
All right, those are some nails, 2 o'clock, and mud, 11 o'clock.
Rifle SA8 defensive.
We got a stinger right on our nose. SA8.
All right.
Overlord 1-1, Colt 1.
Check 1 SA8. All right, let's reset our reticle mil dot setting to 17. And be aligned with our pod.
Okay, nails 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and nails 3 o'clock.
You're in target fine, but I need some altitude.
Nails on our nose, 12 o'clock. Captured.
There's our friend. SA9 captured.
Fast to 520. And that's 500.
Pickle 1688. Oh, laser's on. We just gotta try and hold her close. Looks like it is guiding. Oh. Close enough. Check SA9. Chief, I got one more bomb up and then I'll be able to just designate for you.
Copy that, sounds good.
I might get the wings a little even, so I don't have to fight with the trim and everything else. Extending out to the south, we'll come back and drop the other heavy bomb on the middle of the target area with the artillery. So I got 8,000 pounds of gas, so we're good to go there. Let's try it. We'll start turning around. You still alive out there, Ihort?
Yeah, I'm just headed back to base. Managed to win the day.
Win the crowd. Occurs to me that next week is going to be exciting for stream, as we'll be covering the bullpup.
Okay, captured.
All right. Designate that spot there.
1 o'clock. And nails, 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's much easier to control. Pickle artillery. Go forth, my explosive friend. Check. I'm going to go ahead and extend out here probably, I don't know, 8-10 miles or so, and then I will designate there again.
Okay, nails, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Copy.
I think I caught the first half of it, Frost. Try again.
Ready, check.
I got radio check.
Why was it on 266 on the ground? Because it's very loud and staticky.
There we go. There's a full sentence.
What are we hitting?
Now we're up at the CAS objective at the moment.
Cat, maybe.
Chief. First target's going to be a Sparka near the lake. Small lake at the end of the area next to where all the artillery is.
Captured.
Copy.
Target captured, ready anytime.
We've got nails 9 o'clock and nails 9 o'clock.
I got 30 seconds until I can drop. Pickle.
Sparkle 1688. I would say we'll ride the bomb in, but I'm kind of wanting to pay attention since we're near gimbals here.
I'm showing nails 10 o'clock.
Good effects.
And nails 10 o'clock.
Yep, looks like 2 dead Sparkas and a ammo truck. Gonna reset and look for another target. Okay. New target's going to be a Sparker group south end of the artillery line. I'm not ready for it yet, but I know where it's at, so I'm going to lock it up here in a moment.
We have a friendly 11 o'clock high, 3 miles.
Alright, standing by.
Ooh, you're under all the way to 1,300 pounds.
Fuel check. How are we doing?
Esther likes to ask me about gas in the worst possible places.
And, nails 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I know you're busy and all, but could you tell me about the gas?
Okay, captured.
Captured.
Pickle.
Sparkle 1688.
Urkel.
Heads up, traffic at 11 o'clock.
Oh, lost it right at the end.
Yeah, we flew through a cloud at the very end of it.
Yeah, no worries. Frost, when you come in, your biggest threat is going to be that Sparker, but just taking that first.
I'm a little busy with the Spark group that I did not realize was directly underneath me.
I've got some irons up on it. I'll see if I can hit it. That said, though, that's definitely our teaching objectives there for the day. Actually used it on the server with other people, did some buddy lazing, did some
Should be exiting their
self-lazing.
range now, so I can look.
Heads up, I've got nails.
Yay.
11
You go, though.
o'clock. And nails, 12 o'clock. Captured. We've
What's they doing the buddy lazing with the
traffic
F5
at
is a lot of
9
fun.
o'clock, looks like.
Oh, I had the wrong pylons up.
Oh.
Off cold. Pushing out to the north, I'm going to re-attack the Sparkus. I know you don't like that angle of attack, dear, but we're just going to have to deal with it.
Bad attitude. Bad attitude.
I see him fire.
In hot in from the north.
Captured. Shit, we've been hit!
Good effects on target.
Anything else down there, Chief?
They already in the revetments a couple tanks as well, so it needs to be cleared out to complete the objective.
We've got 3 bombs left on board the jet. Let's go ahead and get rid of those 3 and then we'll go home, and then it'll be about time to open some stockings up. So
Sparkus, you did. Good job.
we'll make sure we do a nice full sortie here.
All right, those are some nails, 2 o'clock.
Coming back around to drop my last 3 bombs and I'll be out.
Sounds good. I'll stand by to clean up.
Adjust my ripple settings here. Be a little bit longer.
Nails, 7 o'clock. And, nails, okay, captured, 7 o'clock.
Ripple 3, I'm out.
First 2 are good. Last one was a little long.
Okay.
User 5 is RTB.
Rifle.
Oh, I got nails on our nose, 12 o'clock. I have a new bogey, right 5, 25 miles, 700 feet. Positive IFF return, target is a friendly.
All right, 23 miles back to base.
Heads up, nails, 6 o'clock.
While we're cruising here,
Ooh, shit, looks like new bogeys.
took a hit in the middle of all that.
Now.
But I don't think it was from a Sparka, because I don't have any large 57mm holes in my jet.
Angel 13.
That's always a plus.
So I'm willing to bet that if I got dinged by something, it was like 50. Oh, no. There is one definite problem. And that's probably a 57mm hit. See if the viewers at home can identify what the problem is.
7 o'clock. And nails, 7 o'clock.
He's pretty jerky for me. Let me see. Make it the focus window, then it goes away.
Pickle.
When you're doing your outside scan. Oh, that's a problem.
There's supposed to be 2 of those. And there are not.
That's not factory standard. I'd call that a Sparka hit.
Yep. That is definitely I done got shot by a Sparka. Descending for Vermont David 3-3, missing 1 horizontal stabilizer. If someone can wake Nixon up and tell him to go to the CAS objective and find it for me, I'd appreciate it.
Somebody wake up, Nixon.
Look,
Telling him was the easy part, waking him up's the hard part.
Facts. I'm sorry, that was wrong. That's real and true.
I can't hear Chief. Chief's on 266?
Chief is on 266, that was Frost. Chief hasn't said much lately, but Frost just talked to me.
Nails, 8 o'clock.
I can't hear him.
And, nails.
I can hear
8
you.
o'clock.
Just found on 266. I can't hear him.
Fox 1.
Chief just called Fox 1 on 266.
I heard a mic click and nothing else.
That's fantastic. Are you on the ground at the moment? You,
No, I'm right above him.
Oh.
Splash.
In fact, I can see this chase happening in front of me. I'm gonna do something about this SA3. It defends me.
I can't wait for Jester to complain about this landing, despite the fact that we're missing parts on the jet.
Magnum SA3.
Flaps, pressure, warning lights, anti-skid.
Pedals are not playing nice for guns today.
1 o'clock. Heads up, nails, 5 o'clock.
Squirrely.
I guess it was just a single ship. I don't see anything else. Sometimes the axis damper you set on your pedals gets reset. Just make sure.
Textbook landing, nice.
There we go. Thanks, Chester.
Yeah, if you put curve on that, make sure. Sometimes it just resets for no reason.
$205, safe landing, Vermont, David. Taxing off. Give our drogue shoot monkeys something to play with here in a minute. I'll lower the seat a little bit.
Back on C8.
And turn on the air conditioning for the jet.
Ray gun.
Roger. Low chalk's hit. Roger. Good.
All right. Well, we are cold and dark back home. So we'll go and review our accomplishments here real quick. And I'll mute up and go through the usual closing things. I want to thank iHort for coming up onto the voice chat and participating in the stream today, and Chief and Frost for joining in the server and participating, and all of you for coming out here to watch. All right, so we've managed to successfully engage targets using the Pave Track pod, or Pave Spike rather, not Pave Track. One day we'll get Pave Track, and that'll be hyper advanced technology for the jet. But we used the slow pod in the 1975 mission that I built for Nellis for my training stuff that I use a lot for things like this. And we used the fast track pod for the 1980 to 89 mission in practice, live on the server, engaging targets that definitely can shoot back. And not only that, we managed to employ a Shrike successfully. It didn't kill the SA-8, but it did absolutely track it and hit it. We had to follow up with a Maverick and knock it down. Use the Mavericks, use DT mode with the bombs that we learned last week. and successfully landed the aircraft despite damage and everything else. So really kind of a good time all around for that. I hope you've enjoyed watching things here tonight. Usually we run a little longer, but today, since it is Yule, and we've got some family traditions here at home that we're going to be participating in, got to make some time to go do that. So we'll be taking care of those things and calling it a little early today. But if you do have Amazon Prime and you have access to a free Twitch subscription to a subscriber of your choice, if you choose to spend that here, I greatly appreciate it, but it is not required. If you prefer to donate more directly, you can do that at coffee.com/PilumJRamar. I appreciate all the likes, all the follows. Those things really do keep things moving and flowing on the channel and keep new content coming to you. Next week's DCS Saturday, which is where I usually do most of my teaching and things like that, much like we've done today. It's going to be focused on the AGM-12 bullpup missile in all of its kind of trash heap glory. So that should be a fun time. If you prefer to donate more directly, you can do that at coffee.com/PilumJRamar. Catch this and other VODs on the YouTube channel at PilumRamar. Our usual week-to-week schedule is on display there. With the holiday, I am not certain as to whether or not Friday is going to happen next week, but we'll see how things go since the holiday's in the middle of the week. Otherwise, Monday, DCS Monday at 6 p.m., which is not so much teaching, but definitely just hanging out with the boys and putting some weapons down range where they're supposed to go. Then we have classic games at 9 p.m. Last week we played Heroes of Might and Magic 3 with my younger brother. This week we will probably be ducking back into Dark Sun 2 and continuing our playthrough with that. So we'll see how all of that goes. With that, folks, always ask for consent. Try to communicate as best you can with your partners. Try to be genuinely decent human beings. And I will catch up with you next time. Thanks for watching, folks. Pilum out.